Part 1.
일상생활. 단어가 읽기다.
Listen to one story including new words in Part 1. Let's begin. My father forgot his wedding anniversary last week. It's because he had to apply for a new driver's license. This resulted in huge trouble. My mom got upset. He prepared a surprise party as an apology, and I helped him. We made a lot of delicious foods. My father grilled a tender steak and roasted a whole chicken. I made special sauce for the chicken. The recipe is simple. Just mix basic spices together and then add hot pepper paste. And I also stirred the beef stew so that it didn't burn. We stored some food in the refrigerator until Mom came home. When she arrived, we yelled, "Ta-da!" She sat at the table and my dad served smoked salmon and other dishes. I poured boiling water into a teapot and delivered a small present to her. She was really surprised but seemed happy. The party was a success. Part 2.
개인. 단어가 읽기다.
Listen to one story including new words in Part 2. Let's begin.
Why should we do volunteer work? Doing volunteer work has more benefits than you think. Read June and Mia's stories and think about what other benefits it has.
I helped elderly people in a nursing home. I taught them how to use a computer. They seemed excited to listen to my interesting lectures. The elderly people also taught me many things too, and they offered me useful advice. I learned a lot from my volunteer experience.
I volunteered as a pacemaker for a marathon 2 months ago. I learned that runners are really strong people. Running a long way was so hard, but they didn't give up. I could also find my inner strength during the marathon. I could relieve my emotional stress while I was running as well. This experience changed me a lot. It improved the quality of my life. Part 3.
학교 생활. 단어가 읽기다.
Listen to one story including new words in Part 3. Let's begin. There are many clubs that take part in our school festival. Let's meet our classmates and their clubs. Newspaper Club.
I'm Insu. I study social psychology, but I want to become a newspaper reporter. Our club hopes to educate children properly on a variety of topics. You should read through our recent articles. Then, if you want to know more, you can look up more data on the internet.
Cleaning and Decorating Club.
I'm Tom, and our club cleans the school and decorates it for school events. We take out garbage regularly and clean the hallways on Fridays. Next month, we will help prepare to celebrate graduation.
Debate Club. I'm Jenna. Our club often holds a speech contest. The winner receives an achievement award. We encourage active participation from everyone. But if you fail the entrance exam of our club, you can't join. Part 4.
문제 해결. 단어가 읽기다.
Listen to one story including new words in Part 4. Let's begin. Citizens are now expressing considerable concerns about safety and establishing safety standards at work. Today, we invited 2 people, Mr. Kim, a police officer, and Ms. Baker, a firefighter. So let's exchange our ideas on the topic, dangerous jobs and safety.
At work, I look for violent criminals who try to avoid legal punishment. Sometimes I face tough situations, but just one witness can be a great help. Please, don't hesitate to contact me immediately if you witness a crime.
When we take an emergency call, we move out right away. Fire does not follow a particular direction, and it moves quickly. So we always choose a direct route to the scene of the accident. Sometimes we show our urgent emotions through gestures. But we must stay calm to overcome serious difficulties. In burning buildings, we wear masks because it is very dangerous to breathe in smoke.
Part 5.
사회생활. 단어가 읽기다.
Listen to one story including new words in Part 5. Let's begin. Aid workers. They give a helping hand to people and try to solve regional crises. Sometimes they participate in environmental campaigns as well. Some of them sign people up to donate their organs willingly. It is a rule that they don't reveal the identity of donors. Job consultants. They help people reach their career goals. They give advice on negotiating an annual salary. They help young workers complete their tasks by the deadline. Lawyers. It is important to appoint an experienced lawyer. Lawyers advocate human rights, but when they defend bad people, they need to accept harsh criticism. Sometimes they persuade clients to admit guilt honestly. They often hire competent assistants to help them to win cases. Hotel managers. They try hard to satisfy the high expectations of their guests. They confirm reservations instantly when people call and consider every option carefully for their guests. Part 6.
자연. 단어가 읽기다.
Listen to one story including new words in Part 6. Let's begin. Have you ever heard of mountain farms? They are farms deep inside the mountains. If you pass through an isolated valley, you can find some mountain farms easily. Mountain farms can withstand the extreme weather. Also, they can adapt to the distinct seasons. In mountain farms, farmers often grow agricultural produce. Some farmers plant pumpkin seeds and corn densely from April to May. They feed the grains to their livestock. Other farmers grow unique flowers, and they take care of botanical gardens. The biggest threat to mountain farms is wild animals. Some of them inhabit caves in the mountains. The caves are around the mountain top covered with clouds. The animals have a keen sense to find food and survive fierce competition. They often invade farms and eat the crops and plants. Because of this, some farmers think that they should do something to limit the animal population. Part 7.
환경. 단어가 읽기다.
Listen to one story including new words in Part 7. Let's begin. Today's discussion deals with a major environmental problem, deforestation. We keep destroying tropical rainforests. Some of us don't know how important they are, and others remain silent about the issue. 1. What's the problem? The biggest problem is that deforestation affects climate change. Forests produce proper oxygen for people. They also help reduce pollution in the atmosphere made by cars. When forests are destroyed, more greenhouse gases are produced. This will cause global warming, which is not good for us either. 2. What should we do then? We need to protect natural resources and preserve native habitats. People have polluted land seriously, and it is killing forests. Let's remove harmful toxins in the ground and plant more trees. Developing alternative fuels is another idea. Lastly, don't forget that forests provide valuable wood for us. Part 8.
과학 1. 단어가 읽기다.
Listen to one story including new words in Part 8. Let's begin. We do many things for our studies and for society in our science class. Last time, we carried out a simple experiment. Did you know each liquid freezes at a different temperature? Our group measured the temperature of different liquids when they transformed into solid objects. After that, we made a presentation about what we want to invent. I thought of a heater that generates excess heat automatically when it's cold. My classmate Sue thought of a grading pencil that calculates the average score. They were just ideas, but maybe we can make surprising discoveries later. For homework, I wrote a short essay about what our society would be like in the future. There will be more difficult problems that require creative solutions. So, we need to share information freely to achieve positive outcomes. It will be easier when we use up-to-date technology. And we need to observe our changing society to create more job opportunities. Part 9.
과학 2. 단어가 읽기다.
Listen to one story including new words in Part 9. Let's begin. I read a science fiction book and it left a lasting impression on me. The following is the future society that the book describes. Space science. We launch spacecrafts to Mars carrying people who want to live there. In the spacecrafts, people can travel to space stations too. In an emergency, they can escape the space stations safely in space shuttles. They use the shuttles to get rid of piles of space junk as well. Technology. People actively invest in innovative techniques. Machines analyze the entire work process. Anyone can fix a broken machine with a robot doctor. Robot doctors don't ignore significant facts, and they always keep correct records. Medical treatment. Doctors find out what causes kidney diseases. Patients can recover from those severe illnesses by simple treatments. People can control their blood pressure without taking a pill, too. Part 10.
예술, 건축. 단어가 읽기다.
Listen to one story including new words in Part 10. Let's begin. Our neighbors are talented people. I want to introduce them to you. Mr. Park is a painter who draws detailed portraits. He also goes to exhibitions twice a month to appreciate modern art. He evaluates the content of the exhibitions and sometimes purchases original artworks. They are expensive, but he is willing to spend his money for art. Ms. Brown conducts the symphony orchestra of our city. She can play many musical instruments. She is also a great singer. I heard that she recorded the national anthem when she was young. She supports classical composers and encourages them to make great music. Mr. Green is a builder. He visits building sites and manages construction workers. His company usually constructs chemical plants and digs underground tunnels. But last week, he found an issue with a tunnel. His workers had to fill the hole with earth and start again. Part 11.
문화. 단어가 읽기다.
Listen to one story including new words in Part 11. Let's begin. We are now living in a multicultural society. However, we don't know much about how to accept this change. Actually, there are many places you can meet people from other cultures. You can experience foreign cultures all over the city. It will help you understand diverse backgrounds. I suggest the following 2 places among them. First, explore the historical museums in our city. Maybe you're wondering why we have to know about our history, not other cultures. However, the historical museum is always full of foreign tourists. I think you can have many chances to communicate with them. Just be careful not to treat the tourists unfairly. Second, visit a famous temple. I went to the place where the city rebuilt the Buddhist temple last year. Maybe you can learn to respect others' religious beliefs. You will also enjoy its quiet and peaceful mood while being there. I expect a real miracle to happen someday, and everyone understands each other. Part 12.
경제. 단어가 읽기다.
Listen to one story including new words in Part 12. Let's begin. My uncle is a business consultant. He earned a reputation as an expert at his job. I want to have my own company when I grow up. So I asked him for advice. He suggested effective methods to run a business. 1. Make an exact budget plan. An exact budget can reduce problems and it saves time. When you make your budget, don't forget to include your income tax. Income tax is the tax you have to pay on your earnings. 2. Review the advertising budget. Good advertising can promote a certain brand effectively. It increases customer awareness. Then, the customers will believe they are paying reasonable prices for the products. So, compare extra costs and choose which way to advertise. 3. Arrange meetings with clients often. Clients are also an important part of business. Manage their investments wisely and build trust. Part 13.
언어 상징. 단어가 읽기다.
Listen to one story including new words in Part 13. Let's begin. Two weeks ago, town leaders announced the date for our town debate. We hold one every year, dealing with different subjects. This year, it was about volunteer work, and I represented our voluntary organization. When I got to the place of the debate, there were a lot of people to talk to. We had continued our casual conversations before the debate started. Then, the host briefly described the purpose of the debate and explained the rules. The main rule was that we should ask permission politely before we begin speaking. It reflects our moral attitude. The debate finally started, and I focused my attention on the subject. I memorized several sentences exactly and tried not to speak my southern dialect. I also corrected my opponent's comments, which contained a number of errors. Guess what? I won, and our opinions will be considered when the government makes policies. Maybe the politicians finally will translate people's thoughts into actions. This debate symbolized our freedom of expression. Part 14.
문학. 단어가 읽기다.
Listen to one story including new words in Part 14. Let's begin. I really love writing. That's why I joined a book club. Our club offers various activities about writing. Last time, I read a romantic story which is based on a fairy tale. It had some difficult words that I didn't understand. However, other club members helped me interpret their meanings correctly. I revised the tragic ending and everyone said that it was funny. I also rewrote an essay online to make a summary of it. My dream is to publish a detective novel someday. Whenever I read a detective novel, I feel like I'm in the story. I can be the main character who discovers a murder mystery and investigates the case thoroughly. I want to write famous novels, such as the Sherlock Holmes series. I'm really looking forward to the club meeting. It's because one of my club members is going to introduce a well-known author, Ms. Taylor.